All right, what's up, everybody? This is our first Backpack Kids video.
First
Um,
attempt.
yeah, first attempt. So please mind the awkwardness. We're still getting used to looking at ourselves in a camera for
Looking
30
at
minutes.
ourselves.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, honestly. But anyways, we just kind of want to do this first video just to give you guys a general introduction to everything that we're gonna be doing.
So first contact, kind of just saying hi, see what's up, and just kind of even going over with ourselves what we have planned, and kind of how everything sounds, and putting it off to you guys, handing it over to you, since this is obviously going to be about all of us. So I'm Urbs.
I'm Eric.
Eric decided to take on this crazy idea with me, which I had thought was crazy for a long time, but
it's dope.
but I finally communicated it to him, and he thought it was a really good idea, so we are taking this on together. But essentially, for the longest time, too, I'm kind of essentially a boy as it is, but I don't use a purse. I have always had a backpack on me. And that was kind of just by default, because anywhere I went, I kind of just had to have that as my security blanket and my laptop with me and anything I needed to just for music. And people started bringing it up more and more and more often and being like, you're always like the kid with your backpack on.
The kid.
Really the kid. With your backpack on you and like just kind of always bringing it up and bringing it to my attention, and I was like, that's kind of funny. Like, I get recognized off of the fact that I am literally always, the little blonde kid running around with her backpack. And I kind of started to see that it was almost a stereotype, the same way you could, find a DJ with their USBs or their headphones. So kind of like an industry kid thing. And I think once I finally kind of solidified the idea was when I literally almost got told, no, I can't go into a bar because I had a backpack. And I was like, but this is my purse. Like, I'm not breaking any rules. And luckily, knowing the bar manager, because he is also a producer and DJ, he let me in because he knows exactly how it goes. And so that was kind of like the final occurrence for me, where I was like, there's a community here, there's a common thread, and I kind of want to run with it, because essentially, at the end of the day, we are backpack kids. We are easy to spot, easy to find. We may not be out much, or maybe we are a lot, but you can probably find us with our stuff on us, because at the end of the day, that's all we want to do, and that's what we are constantly doing. So that's really kind of just the evolution of how Backpack Kids came about and the idea hatched.
Cool. So, obviously, like Kristen said, we really want to do this to build community. We know there's a lot of us out there that share the mutual interests. So hopefully by putting this group together, we can kind of start, growing as a group. We can start making better music. We can learn some stuff and have some fun doing this.
Yeah.
And so with doing that, there's a certain schedule that we wanted to put forward, because, for this group to work, it's going to have to take all of our involvement and us being active members. So we kind of have a general schedule that we put together for this. And
because this collective as a whole, Eric and I can sit here all day and talk to each other. And as much fun as that is, we can make videos and learn from each other and whatnot, but the only reason this exists as a whole anyway, or we want it to, is to be able to grow and do something bigger with this. There's obviously a bigger picture. Even if you make music as a hobby or whatnot, there's always technically a bigger picture and a bigger purpose as to why you're doing it. And so Eric and I can try to talk to you guys as much as we want, try to learn as much as we want, or try to get feedback even on what we want, because it's not like we're some old school legends who know everything and have all this experience behind us. No, we're just starting out. We just know we had the passion and the drive behind it, and we can only go so far off of our experiences and what we know and what we have learned from ourselves as an artist, as an engineer, and so on and so forth. So the schedule basically is an outline that Eric and I have come up with to, as much as we may not like structure as artists, it's something to kind of push that and drive that forward, because the more involvement and the more interaction we get with you guys, and you guys showing how passionate you guys are and how involved you are, that's what's going to drive this and make it more as, some cool idea that we came up with, and, just some local kids in Phoenix doing, I mean, there's a million and one groups of these guys. Yes, there isn't exactly a producer oriented one that we know of, but everyone has these great ideas and whatnot. But if we really want to make actually something out of this, there is a lot of potential, but it's going to only have as much potential as you guys want it to have, essentially.
And so, with that, we're going to give like a basic structure, but it's more guidelines, and we're going to try and make it fun for you guys so it doesn't seem like work. If it seems like work,
it's not right.
Yeah, it's not right. So we're going to try and make it as fun as possible for you guys. We've got some cool activities laid out. But just as like a general guideline, you should probably be hitting the studio like 4 or 5 times a week. You should probably be spending like 4 or 5 hours a day at least. Whether it's just like working on sound design or even looking up music theory or stuff like that, if you're spending that amount of time in the studio, we can probably promise that you're going to see some cool results from your music. So just, I guess, going off that, some of the activities that we have involved for you guys to make it fun, we're going to be doing a lot of tutorial videos like this where we'll do like, talks on creative process, branding and identifying yourself as an artist, music theory, song structure, sound design, mixing and mastering, and those are kind of be the basic tutorials that we'll put out. And then we're also going to try and have some fun activities. Kristen has a really cool build-a-beat activity that she was talking about. And then I also came up, I think it'd be cool if like we did like a sound design tutorial. And then, there's like a sound that everyone really liked. And then for like the next month, we have like, not like a competition, but
essentially so a competition.
Yeah, kind of like a competition, just so it's like everyone's going to take this sound and we're going to try and use what we've learned from all the tutorials, and we're going to see, who can put together the best song or something
using
like that.
That week's focus from the sound design. So it is essentially a competition, but it's really just to kind of like drive it home more, where it's like kind of the same way where like you find a new sound or you make your own new synth or whatever, and you're super excited to put it into a song. It's literally just that, but it's almost more of a like, we want to see as a whole what you guys are doing with it, for ourselves and whatnot. And we also know a lot of this too, even in our general guidelines. We can safely assume, and kind of already know that that's probably stuff you guys are already doing, as far as like, you guys probably have some type of schedule worked out, with when you're producing, how much you can. We all have lives, and we all have bills and other responsibilities and priorities and whatnot. We know that that's what we all struggle with probably, and also have to balance. So we know that that's probably a lot of in place, but we're hoping, I know even for myself, this is something that can hold you almost accountable. And again, it is a community that we want to have our backs, have your back, and, just make it, again, it's a collective. It's supposed to be whole. It's supposed to be kind of like a family, where you guys we all share this bond, and we get it. We get the mindset, and we get how it goes. So Eric really is going to start off Sound Design Saturdays. That's something he's really passionate about, and he wants to start off, and he wants to do weekly. Besides that, I said I would do to start a kind of like all ears thing, so mixing and mastering. That could be per request. Like if I get someone who wants me to master their song, I can bring that to the group and kind of show what I'm doing. Or if someone's asking me to mix their song, or if it's something I'm doing on my own work, I will start it off with that, but make that a little more loose and kind of per request thing. And even if you guys start getting, like, if that's something you already do on your own time, you can bring that to the group, because again, everything's a learning opportunity. Besides that, the build-a-beat thing is an idea I had about, especially for getting enough interaction, not only with us and you guys, but with our general public and viewing audience, is they can, send in almost like a request. So kind of the same way that like you will see artists use, fan-based artwork and use it as an album cover, a song cover. I wanted to essentially do that with a song. So we get requests or ideas in from people who are watching, so our audience, like, here's a really cool sound. I want to hear this vibe from you guys, like someone who does this really well. Or something as simple as like, I really like this synth I made and whatever, and I want to hear you guys use it in a song. So a song essentially produced by an audience. So it's a big collaborative effort, and I think that's would be really cool to see the outcome and how that sounds. And that's something that we can either push out, or even something where it's, if we have enough established, we can play it out at whatever show or kind of event we could be doing with this.
And as far as events we could be doing with this, if you don't know, I also do the Happy Camper thing with Blossom, Emily, Sam, and Cam. So that's also an awesome platform for us to be able to utilize eventually. If we do have some music, we can go out to Happy Camper, and that'll be a great platform for us to kind of showcase our talent and get the word out there for who we really are. So, we've got some cool things planned, and we really think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're really hoping that you guys can be as active as possible in all of this stuff. And I think we're going to have a lot of fucking fun with this stuff, honestly.
That, like you said, what we're hoping to do is, if this, gets as much interaction from you guys and we receive enough positive feedback that this is something you guys would want to be involved in, that could essentially be our launch. But we have to have a team behind us to be able to launch something. And some decent, I would say, a decent library built up where it's like, we should at least be able to play out one or two of our songs if we're all producers and this is a collective, and that's what we're obviously trying to showcase, is what we're doing with our music and why we are a force to be reckoned with. So that's exciting to think that would be a really cool platform we could use, since that's something Eric has started. So yeah, that's kind of what we've got worked out as our schedule, what we're thinking.
So you guys will probably see us posting some of those tutorials soon in the page once we get everybody officially confirmed and on board that you guys all want to do this. I think another thing that we're going to do is we're probably going to collect some just basic information as far as like what DAW you use, what type of synths you use, whether it's wavetable, additive, Serum, Massive, FM8 or whatever, what kind of gear you guys are using. Because we can kind of help tailor our tutorials a little bit more based on knowing all that information. If we want to do like a Serum tutorial specifically, or a Silent or something like that, we'll be able to tailor that a little bit more towards what you guys all want to see from us.
Help the workflow.
Yeah.
Help your workflow, help our workflow by knowing each other's workflow, essentially, to help that make sense and actually even be useful. So.
Yeah. So just make it more tailored towards us, so it's more specific. We're not just kind of like spitting random information out at you guys that isn't really useful. At any point, if there's anything that you guys think we could be doing better, or there's something that you want to see, please let us know. We're more than willing to put something together for you guys, because
feedback is everything.
Yeah, once again, feedback is everything. We're here for you guys. We're here to build a community. So yeah, I think the last thing that we have to touch on is, once we get things going, of course, we use OBS to do these tutorials and whatnot. So if you guys ever feel like there's something you want to share that the group could really learn from, like if you really know this cool sound that you can make, or, even a weird production tip or something like that, we want you guys to be able to, or not commit. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, share,
Collaborate.
I guess. Collaborate. Put input. That's what I was looking for. Put input into this group, so you guys can feel like you're, doing your part. Yeah, you're just as much of this group as, Kristen or I are, just because we started it.
Yeah, because it's not even supposed to be just Eric and I doing this stuff, or always leading it, and we don't even want that. I think at some point I am very much going to get tired of hearing myself talk about whatever, these especially videos. And like we said in the beginning too, like we're not Hans Zimmer. We don't know everything and don't have everything to offer. Obviously, we can only go off of what we do know and what we have experienced. But the whole point is to still learn from each other, which means we want to learn from you. So if there's something you guys are super passionate about, or you get a super cool idea for like one of the, I guess, theme days for the tutorials that we are doing, or even if it's something entirely new and different, tell us. Take charge of it, have your Saturday, have your Wednesday, or whatever the fuck it's going to be. So again, but that all ties back into the involvement, and as much as you guys are a part of this is as much as this can grow and be successful.
Cool. So hopefully you guys kind of understand the vision at this point. We really want this to be cool for you guys, and we hope that you kind of see our vision through this, and this really can be something really cool if we put some time and effort into it. So I hope all you guys recognize that and see that, and want this to go just as far as Kristen and I do, because we're not going to be able to do it without you guys here in this group.
Potential's there, but just as you probably know yourself, you are only as good as your own drive, but also with the type of people you surround yourself and the team that you have backing you. And we want that to be that kind of community. And we want, whether you already have it already or you don't, we want that to be that and expand on that. So that's what we're here for, and that's what we're trying to do.
Cool. Do you have anything else?
No.
Cool. That was easier than I thought, honestly. Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us on our first video. Hopefully we kind of get over the nervousness and stuff ourselves.
That's why we produce.
Yeah, I was about to say. We really think once the ball gets rolling, this is going to be something really cool. So
we hope you see the vision too, and are as excited. So we hope to be hearing back from you guys, especially what we talked about too. We hope to hear back from you guys, get that feedback going, and then also, if you guys want to confirm you're ready to get the ball rolling with us, then we can also kind of keep sending out. We're going to start posting. We're going to get that going anyways, but there's like a member introduction packet too to kind of lay out this, not jumbled, but probably more in detail and a little more concise too of what we talked about today. So as soon as we hear back from you guys, welcome to the team, and let's get going.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.